Hello YouTube, in this tutorial we're gonna learn about Unary scope operator. So just be cool, I do know it sounds a little bit weird, Unary scope, what that even means? Well, this is the practical thing. If you construct your variables with the same name outside and inside of main block of code, so you have two of them, question is what will have priority and how to bypass that priority. So let me explain on a couple of examples. So integer temp, so this is variable outside of main loop, function. Integer temp will be like 4 or 50. Okay, so now down there, normal stuff, you're just gonna say temp value, and you're going to call that variable, and you're gonna end with end line, and everything will be fine. Now here's the situation. If for some reason, you know that reason, I don't know, I'm just assuming you're experimenting, inside of main loop you also want to state the container with the same name, so integer temp equals 20 in this case, and now what will have priority? So let's run this code, and the result is that priority will go to this internal variable. So this is local stuff and this is global stuff. Not just in C++, but also in many other programming languages. Every time when you run into this situation, just remember that this thing inside will have priority over that thing outside with the same name. So in different programming languages there is different ways for grabbing this stuff from outside, and in C++ we are going to use that unary scope operator. That basically means that if you want to grab this in here and bypass this thing, then here before stating the name of that container, just type 2 times : Okay, so now this is like a third hand which will extend and grab this stuff outside. Right, so let's run this stuff, and result is a 50, which is nice. Now you know about unary scope operator. So here's the thing, what if we have specific function, and let's actually create it, void, like I'm just going to use a name simple here, print temp, uppercase T for simplicity reasons, and now inside of that function we are going to say int temp equals, I don't know, 10,000, who cares. So inside the operation will be cout internal temp value, and we are going to grab that temp and finish with well-known end line. So now if we down there call this function print temp, what's gonna happen? Will we run into some kind of errors? There you go. So no errors. Basically functions are like kinda independent. So no matter how many times you interchange these same variable names here, like it's not important how many doubles of them you have, still the functions are like block of code with the borders around them. So you cannot influence somehow, you cannot force this temp to be something else. Now some people will say, well, what if I somehow type this unary operator like here, then what will be the result? Will that even run? Well, yes, and in this case the function also have that capability to grab things from here. So unary scope operator will work inside of main, and it will work inside of functions which are also in a main. But the moment when you run into this kind of examples, when you start experimenting too much, the better option will be to somehow structure your code a little bit different, because honestly, if your source code tends to be a little bigger over time, you're gonna definitely run into some headache. Okay, so try to weigh this kind of stuff. Right. So that's pretty much it. Let me cancel this stuff, and I'm gonna not use this example here, this function, not existing anymore. So just note, if you need to grab something outside of main block of code, use that unary scope operator. And please try to weigh these kind of examples. There will be a couple of them, especially when you're reading other people's examples on internet, but if somehow you can bypass this stuff, try to do that. Yep, so that's pretty much it. Now you know Uniscope, and thank you for watching, and see you next tutorial.